Hello, in this video, I'm going to talk about what UDL is, or Universal Design for Learning, and why is it important for a virtual classroom. Specifically, I'm going to talk about how digital technologies can be used to provide learners with a range of effective options. So first off, what is Universal Design for Learning, or UDL? The definition from understood.org says Universal Design for Learning is an approach to teaching and learning that gives all students equal opportunities to succeed. And so, what does that mean? The chart on the right hand side spells it out a little bit better for me. What that means is you provide multiple means of engagement, or the why of learning, multiple means of representation, or the what of learning, and multiple means of action and expression, or the how of learning. And so, what I'm going to do is go through each of those and explain how I have tried to incorporate those in my online classroom throughout this last year. So first off, in engaging with learning goals, learning tasks, and learning materials. One thing I did this year, and this is on the left-hand side, just a picture of one of my modules, just a review day for a district common assessment, is I provided students with choice, autonomy, where students can work independently to choose between different ways to review for this assessment. And so the different options that they had, first of all, we all went through as a class an MP4, or a marking period for our fourth quarter bamboozled review. And then students had two different options that they could use to review for their assessment. They could do an MP4 study guide where they just had a whole bunch of different concepts and terms that they could find their own way to review using. Or I made a Waves test review video where I just went through and provided 5 or 6 different problems that students could work through. And then after they paused and had the opportunity to try them themselves, I worked through the problems. And so they could work in a more structured way. They could review on their own. Again, they had all sorts of different opportunities for how they were going to engage with learning goals. What this can do is develop self-assessment and regulation. Students can create their own review, work independently, or again, like I'd mentioned, less independently in a more guided manner. The second thing is students have here representing learning materials and information to learners. What I did in this second example is offered alternatives for auditory information or through visually looking through things, reading through materials, so different forms of media that students could access. And so on the left-hand side for our section on telescopes, again, as a class, we went through and did a telescope Venn diagram, talking about different types of telescopes and how they work. And then to just apply that content, there were 3 different options that students could choose from. There was an article on Mars or the moon, which should humans try to reach again next. So what should be our next goal? There was an option where students could go through and look at Beyond Earth mission video quiz. So watch a video, answer some questions where there are concrete answers to it. Or there was a Hubble Space Telescope web quest that students could pick from. I didn't mention this in the last example, but you'll notice these 3 different options. They're all worth 22 points. And so students can pick which one they do, and then I just exempt them from the options that they don't choose. And so all the point values remain the same, and it's no more grading on my behalf while still giving students those opportunities. The second bullet point listed here, if students are hard of hearing, if they struggle to process auditory information, these alternatives can be of great benefit to those students. Third thing here, showing and demonstrating what has been learned. So it says here, vary the methods for response and navigation. Students could build a tower of their own design, follow directions to construct a seismograph, or do research on their own. And so what I had in a different unit was a natural disaster project. And so students could build an earthquake tower. Students could build a seismograph that was more structured building as opposed to kind of build on your own using your own methods, your own creativity. Or there was a research option, a natural disasters project planning. And so this was just the first part of a multiple day thing. But again, use multiple media for communication. Students, could videotape a tower being tested, explain in a video how their seismograph works, or provide written responses to questions. And so again, this is just how can you, as a teacher in a virtual learning environment, engage students with different preferences, engage them in different ways so that they're more successful or maybe more interested in a given topic. Thanks so much for watching this video. Have a great day.